Hello and welcome to this episode of Altitude, the show for you, about you, and sharing career talks with real people, real talk, real situations. We're hoping to have a great show for you lined up today so you can hear about many different types of careers. So thank you very much for joining us. And with me today, I have Dr. Caruso, who works at 3M. How are you doing today?
I do, good. How are you?
Fantastic. So welcome to Altitude.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, as you can tell, I'm very excited to have you on today. You know, it's very rare that a technologist, puts things into perspective like, oh, I'm talking to a scientist. So this is a very special day. I think you're our first pure scientist.
Awesome. Well, I'm very honored.
Yes. So tell me, Dr. Caruso, tell me a little bit about what you do today.
Sure. So I work at 3M, headquartered here in St. Paul,
Okay.
Minnesota. I work in the Industrial Adhesives and Tapes division, so that's the largest division at 3M, and I'm in the laboratory, so that means I'm doing product development, making new sticky stuff, so new adhesives.
How can you beat Post-it notes? So I mean, or masking tape. You can't.
It depends on what you want to stick together.
Ah.
So Post-its and tape are good if you don't want to have too high of adhesion, but if you're sticking like planes and cars together, we make adhesives that do that also, but they have to be a lot stronger.
And on behalf of all the passengers, we thank you for that very much, especially when we start going to the moon, right?
Yes.
All right. So did you always want to be a scientist, or how did you, tell me a little bit about, what you wanted to be when you grew up?
Sure. I think the earliest recollection I have of wanting to be something was an astronaut. I was really interested in space when I attended space camp after 5th grade.
Okay.
And got a scholarship to go there through a Women Aviators Club. So that helped me just get a flavor for what astronauts get to do. So we did a couple simulated missions, one where we got to be on a part of a space shuttle doing a mock experiment. So I was one of the scientists doing an experiment there. And then the second mission, I got to be on mission control. So I got to see how that operated and how they can support people when they're hundreds of thousands of miles away in space.
So when you had that vision of doing that, is that how you started your education pathway? Tell us a little bit about how you got to where you're at with your education, maybe.
Yeah, I think a little bit. I was always strong in math and science, but I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. So I really enjoyed my high school chemistry class. I was in the International Baccalaureate program, so I took chemistry for 3 years and really enjoyed that. Helped me prepare for college better, and my strengths were really in chemistry, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it. So when I went to college, I was majoring in chemistry right away, but again, I had no idea where it would take me. But the skills, I think that chemistry or any of the sciences or engineering majors, they prepare you for anything.
Sure. Sure, that's amazing. And now you have a flourishing career at 3M. But before we get back to work, let's talk a little bit about what you like to do for fun.
Sure. I like to run. I have run a lot of half marathons, a couple full marathons, but I like the half marathon distance. And play softball, and I enjoy singing and acting as well.
So do you have one of the 13.1 stickers on the bumper of your car?
Oh,
see, we have to get you one.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. When's your birthday? We'll make sure to get you a 13.1 sticker.
April 3rd.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
So let's roll back to some of your involvement with not only just your career, but maybe what your company does and how you engage the community.
Yeah, I love working for 3M. It's an excellent company for, I think, just a well-rounded scientist. There's really challenging problems to solve, which is why I became a scientist, because we like solving problems. So just looking at technology development, really longer-term projects, and then now I work on shorter-term projects with the electronics industry. So they're making new products every year, and we want to be spec'd into those products, and so we have to move really, really fast at the speed of the customer. So what I really enjoy about 3M in my position now is that close interaction with the customer that I have, so I know what they're looking for, and I can go back into the lab and design my product to meet what they're asking for. And just having that dialogue is really energizing for me to make something that other people can use and appreciate. Yeah.
So did you, when you started at 3M, then just kind of now I'm going in reverse order, did you, when you first got your first engagement with 3M, what level did you start at?
I started as a product development engineer.
Apologize if I didn't catch that the first time.
And that was in the corporate research materials laboratory.
Okay.
So right out of graduate school, I started there, kind of entry level with my PhD, and was able to work on longer term technology development programs. So things that are about 3 to 5 years away from being a commercialized product.
Sure. And one of the things that we do here is we also try to give advice to young persons that are interested in careers and education such as yours. Sure. Do you have any advice for, well, we probably want to start earlier because we don't want to wait till being a senior or junior, but let's say, you know, a high school person. What would you tell a high school person that they should do to prepare for, to reach the type of role that you have at 3M?
Yeah, I would say grades and GPA are kind of the first thing that we look at. I also help support the research and development internship program at 3M. So I'm looking at a lot of resumes and trying to help college students get an internship at 3M. And
Sure.
so one thing we look at is GPA. So you have to stick to the books. You
Yep.
have to keep going to school, keep staying in class, and learning as much as you can, just challenging yourself.
Sure.
So I think that's kind of number one.
Okay.
But then also just thinking broadly on when I go to college, what do I want to pursue? What do I think I want to study? And it can always change when you get there. You could change majors. But I think anything within the science and engineering area is really well-rounded to kind of help you go wherever you want to go. And that's one of the reasons I pursued graduate school, is because I wanted to have higher education, because it opens more doors for you.
And, you know, it sounds very rigorous, and I know that it is, but you also have a lot of fun too, right?
I do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I can tell by your excitement behind it that you have a lot of fun. Do you, for a young person too in high school, when they go into college, do you have, or, you know, from your employment perspective, do they look at other community service type engagements
Absolutely.
or other things that they do? Can you share a little bit
Absolutely.
about that?
So I've really prided myself in making sure I am well-rounded, that I'm not just book smart or don't dedicate myself to only that in my life. I like having and spending time doing other things. So spending time with your family is really important. Having some sort of hobby, some sort of athletic sport. So 3M is really big on teamwork. I think, as many scientific careers are, it's really hard to develop something by yourself. So
Sure.
collaboration and working with other people, especially with different disciplines, is extremely important. So you can see that early on in sports and athletics. 'Cause you're on a team, you're working together towards a goal. And I see that all the time in my projects. You can't commercialize anything by yourself. So athletics teach youngsters at a really young age how to work together as a team to accomplish a goal, and I think that's extremely important. And then the other side of the brain is the music, exploring that type of thing. So I've tried to do all of those things, and as well as community service, so serving the community through various organizations.
Sure, sure. And even as an adult, member of a sorority, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
So
yes.
Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated.
I
So,
am, yes.
yeah.
I'm currently the Minnesota State Director, so
Fantastic.
very involved in helping mentor the undergraduates at the University of Minnesota, and then we're hoping to charter new chapters in the state as well.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for making those adhesives good for our airline flight and space flight. And, you know, maybe next time you still be able to pursue that astronaut, and, you know, we'll be talking to you before you head to Mars
I
or
hope
Jupiter.
so. That's my plan.
So thank you very much
Thank
for
you
your
very
time,
much.
Dr. Caruso.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
All right.